Okay, good morning again and welcome to Good Morning Anambra discussion segment. My name is Sijama Uche. It's good to have you here. Okay, this morning we'll have a topic that we're going to look at, and I'm sure that a whole lot of people will want to, join us in that topic. It is toll gate at Second Niger Bridge. You may not have heard that the Second Niger Bridge that is coming up, that the toll gates, about how many of them? I think I counted up to 15, 15 of them that is already being installed for them to start collecting money from the motorists. So that's what we are going to look at now, whether it is a necessity, toll gate at Second Niger Bridge. And necessity is a question. Okay, so is it necessary that we'll have it there? Where else do you have it? And then why must we pay when a whole lot of things? Okay, we're going to look at all this when we'll start the discussion proper. And I know that this kind of thing cannot be discussed alone. I have some people that have joined me to look at it. The first person is Professor Dennis Aribodo. He's a civil society activist. Prof, good morning.
Good morning.
And then I have Kana Ayo Obidibo, Public Affairs Analyst. Good morning, sir.
The Anambra Dalono Tutomano.
Dalono Tutoma. It's a long time I've seen these two gentlemen, so I'm so excited having you on stage this morning. Welcome. Yes, you've heard my introduction. We're going to look at that. Toll gates at the Second Niger Bridge. Is it a necessity? Must we have it? If yes, where else do we have it in this country? Let me start with Prof.
Thank you. Before we go into whether it's a necessity, can we look at why do we even toll roads in the first place, or toll bridges? I think the idea is to generate revenue to be able to maintain the infrastructure. Beyond that also, it can have some economic gains. It can also have some security gains. That is talking generally. Then coming to the Second Niger Bridge that is due to commission this year and the session of tolling. Yes, many people will not be happy with it. Many people will not be happy with it. But I think that the decision of toll gates in 2004 by the Obasanjo-led administration was not a decision that was adequately thought through, because the resources wasted both in building and destroying those toll gates cannot come back. And if you had followed the current administration, they have mooted the idea of towing about 12 major highways in this country. So the idea of whether it's a necessity or why should it start from here? Yes, if you want to look at it from the angle of not if Obasanjo, but therefore is that we're always at the receiving end, we may be right at that. But looking at it from a more unbiased perspective, one may come to realize that going by the challenges of revenue to maintain road infrastructure, tolling may be an option. I think our concern should be what happened in the past with the toll gates. Let it not repeat itself.
Okay, there was one there before,
and
it was pulled down.
Yes, there was one at the current head bridge. Yes. There was one at Tenuda and across the country. But because of the issue of corruption and embezzlement and unaccountability, there was this hasty decision to put them down. So if there could be a more efficient management structure, whereby these resources go to where they should be and is used for what it is meant for, and the tolling is in such a way that it is not a burden on the motorist, and you still have alternative routes where people can use without using that particular tolling road or whatever. I think we should encourage that.
Okay. Rotarian Kanayo Bidibo, let's look at the politics of the second Niger bridge. I know it was initiated by Goodluck Jonathan, am I right? And then, no, I think it's Obasanjo. And he started all those, and then now to now. Now, why did it have to take such a long time? First of all, for them to erect the bridge, knowing fully well there are so many other things that have done expressly, that started after this Niger bridge. And then why the politics, whenever it's time for election, they will raise it again and they will start talking about second Niger bridge and all that.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Well, I think we are all Nigerians. And we know the kind of politics we play in this country. Our leaders are not actually playing politics for the generality of Nigerians. They are playing politics for their pecuniary gains. And there is nothing wrong in getting all the highways properly tolled. But there's something wrong when the roads are not maintained. And I will feel bad to pay a toll for a road that is pothole infested. Cars are broken down as a result of non-maintenance because we lack certain maintenance culture in this country. The idea of bringing it up as a campaign issue is left for the electorate to now decide. I'm happy that people have actually come to realize that power belongs to them. By every one of us going to get our PVC and being very anxious to vote when it is time. Now, the toll gates all over the world, we know, I've been to countries where we have toll. Bridges are tolled, tunnels are tolled, and several highways are tolled. Even when the collectors are not there are some that are automatic. I've been to a place in New Jersey where coins, you must use a coin to pass through the toll. And once you drop the coins, the stick opens. If it is not a correct number of cents, it will not open. And that's it. But the point is, like he rightly said, Prof said, the other time we had toll gates. Toll gates were not meant to maintain the highway. The Army generals, Adisa was the Minister for Transport and the rest of it, he gave it to some retired generals to make money as a package to settle them. And they were not ready to do any job on the highway. What they were doing is to make money out of the motorists that applies the road. So toll gate and toll on its own is very, very important in any developing economy. When you toll a gate, or when you toll a road, then it's then left for the highway maintenance department to make sure that this road there are no potholes. There are no places where there is danger. But in our own case, yes, we politicize it. We are Igbos. We are looking at it. The second Niger bridge was built and we have been asked to toll it. No. The way we should look at it, just like he said, the Niger bridge was tolled before, but it was not meant for economic reason for development of this country.
Professor Ribodo, there's some time we are talking and we have to accuse the people of not asking questions. Because I know that, like I tried to say earlier, that this project was initiated by Babangida, and the original plan was that there will be a rail crossing on this bridge. And now the construction is almost done, and there is nothing like that. Why are people not asking questions?
People are asking questions. What you may be saying is, why are there not adequate responses? Because I remember that when the former Minister of Transport, Rotimi Amechi, was proposing railway line from, is it Kaduna or where to Niger Republic. People were asking him, what of the Port Harcourt, Enugu, Onisha? So people were asking questions. But what you ask yourself, what is government priority? And sometimes we have to look inwards, because we have been accused as people of this side that most times we don't pursue things. I'm talking about the political elite from the southeast. They are more interested in their own personal gain than speaking up for the entire region. Because if the entire National Assembly members, both House of Reps and the Senate, could come together and form a force and approach Mr. President, while they were proposing and commissioning those railway lines, that of the Niger Bridge that should cross will still cross. So the point I'm trying to make here is that, yes, maybe presently government may think that they don't have resources to do that now. But if it is in the plan, it will be in the plan. It doesn't mean it cannot still be constructed. Maybe not now. Maybe it will be phased. But what we need to do as people from this part of the country is to, now that we are moving into another general election, 2023, we have to look at individuals, not parties, and know those that are public-spirited, those that will sacrifice their personal interests for public good, and get them into positions of authority. So that when they get there, they can form a force so that whatever should come to this part of the country should come. And they shouldn't be bribed or given one or two incentives for them to close their mouth. So it is developmental programs are work in progress. But as you said, people, civil society group, need to be standing up and asking questions. And the most important question should go to those that are immediate, that are our immediate representatives. Before you talk to Buhari, you should talk to those who talk to Buhari. So that is where we should go. So I don't think that it is a forgotten issue. It will still come, maybe at the time when it will be ready for it to come.
Okay, thank you very much. And then remember, it's Good Morning Anambra, and we're looking at the toll gates and the second Niger Bridge. Whether it is even necessary for us to have a toll gate there. That is exactly what we're looking at this morning, and I have Professor Aribodo and the Rotarian Kanayo with me this morning. And in a very short while, you'll start making calls to make your own contribution. All right. The second Niger Bridge have lasted for a very long period. Like I said earlier, and after that, after it has started, there are some other projects that have started and have been completed. Even federal government had to borrow money to complete them. They're even larger than this project. I ask again, why do you think this one is taking or had taken this long period to be completed?
EJ, you know we are all Nigerians, and we know the conception of our brothers from the other side of the country. They look down on us as, those who came out of the Civil War and probably developing in a very faster pace that they cannot, comprehend. And you see, it is very important that Nigerians decide to be apolitical. They try to be, like you mentioned, the National Assembly guys, they're supposed to be bipartisan in taking decisions for the country, for the people of this country, for Nigerians. When you build a Niger bridge, it is not only the Igbos that are going to make use of it. It is serving the two major regions, or three major regions: the southwest, the south-south, and the southeast. So it is a benefit that we drive for all of us. But because of political will, because of political undermining of important aspect of Nigerian development. We are talking of how to develop this country. We are looking at Nigeria. We are not looking at as a section like the Southeast, the South-South. So when they are taking decisions and thinking that it affects the Southeast, South-South, it is a nullity. Why? The development of this country is to our benefits, whether we like it or not. So when these guys at the National Assembly cannot sit down and speak truth to the authority and say, this is what it should be. For instance, if there's an engineering drawing for the second Niger bridge to be built and a railway attached to it, why wouldn't they do it? When the old good days in 1963, they started the Niger Bridge, the old Niger Bridge. It was completed in 1966, January. I was small. I went to Lagos, so when I was coming back, I didn't pass with the Marine. We have to drive on it. It was a thing of joy that we were looking at it. It's like looking like the North London Bridge for the first time, and the best of its kind. It was only built with £3 million. £3 million as at then. So you can imagine if the quantum of money Nigeria had at that time were used to develop bridges, good roads. Look at East-West Highway. It is a sham. But that's another road that will have relieved the heavy load on Niger Bridge. And even this second one, because people who are going to Port Harcourt or Quaybon, they pass through here. But with the East-West Highway, once you get to the Benin, you dash through Warri area, you are in Port Harcourt. And the distance is very short. And like he said about Rotimi Amechi, you come from an area. You know what is beneficial. If a railroad is actually done between the South-South and the Southwest, it is our relief. Accident will lessen. All these articulated vehicles, we will not find them on the road because people will now do their trucking through the rail.
Okay. Yeah, let's get to the street. We'll talk to some people. Let's feel their pulse, and then we'll come back and complete this session.
Actually, when they started the project, they informed Nigerians that it's going to be towed. That is under Goodluck Jonathan. And then it was supposed to come under PPP arrangement, that is public-private partnership. But subsequently, the present regime, I think they discontinued the PPP arrangement and they awarded it as a contract to Julius Berger. So now it is being awarded as a contract to Julius Berger. I do not see why they should tell us we have to pay toll gates. Unless automatically the government is trying to say that they are going back to toll gate policy as it used to be in the past. Outside that, there shouldn't be need. There shouldn't be need for the toll gate. Second Niger Bridge is less than 2 kilometers. I mean the bridge itself, not the access road. And by that estimation, it's just one of the shortest bridges you have in Nigeria. You have the local Oweto Bridge connecting Nasarawa to Benue State. You have about 2 bridges in Kogi State. And none of them is towed. You have the 10th mainland bridge in Lagos. All these were built with Nigerian public money. And none of them were towed. So why should they tow the second Niger Bridge? That is the question. So in view of the examples I've cited already, I don't think there is any justification whatsoever to tow the second Niger Bridge. If they want to tow the bridge in Nigeria, then they should tow all of them. Sometimes
there might be the need for thorough investigation or assessment of a project. Perhaps, maybe when the government did theirs, maybe they feel that there's need for them to have a private assessor, and that might, and maybe due to some budgets, which the government is trying to curtail, they might see it as an opportunity to see how the private sector can be involved in the assessments, and by collecting this, let's call it toll gates or something, it will actually help the government in carrying their burden financially. So if it's not too expensive, I don't say anything about the needs,
It's not, because if government builds roads, you build it with the money of the citizens. So you don't need to start collecting money from citizens, because these are the things they need to get from the government. It's their right. Dividend of democracy. So you don't just pay Paul or rob Peter to pay Paul. If government will collect money, which they have said maybe they recovered from loot or anywhere to build road, and at the same time you are collecting money from citizens, it is fraud. Because these are the things the citizens ought to get from the government. That is the essence of voting for the government to come in. So you don't collect money from citizens who have actually voted the government in for the government to work for them.
If they said the money that was used for that the money they are collecting from people, tax and all those stuff, is for this the second Niger bridge, then there is no point, since the money that was recovered from the stolen funds and all those stuff I mean, the truth is, it's just mismanagement. The way the country is going now, we mismanage funds. Sometimes you bring a project and you don't assign people to actually, follow suit to know how this money is being spent. Nigeria spend money. Just look at the other time, Nigeria gave Niger some amount of cars. I mean, and we're talking about ASU being on strike and all that. So if these monies are available and it's properly managed, at least money should be available to even do the second gate and bridge, whatever. So I think it's of no necessity. We already have money. There is money, but the only thing is that it's in the hands of people that we cannot control.
Okay, welcome back. We're all here laughing. It's like we met the wrong people on the streets, the people that are really angry about what's going on in this country, and then they were able to bear their minds. Okay, but that notwithstanding, I'm sure that you also like to bear your mind, so the phone lines are now open. You can start making your calls and then make your own contributions. Okay? All right, welcome back. I still have Prof. and Rotarian Kanayo with me. Thank you very much. Okay, yeah, that's the question I wanted to ask you before we went on break, is that I know that this project was on PPP basis. And now that they want to put two there, who is going to be in charge of the money? Is it the private sector that invested their money or the federal government? Who?
Okay, I'm not privy to the terms of the contract.
Okay. But it's on PPP basis.
I'm not privy to the terms of the contract, but I know that if any investor has put his money in the project, he would want to ensure that there are clauses that will ensure that this money are recovered within a certain period of time. Likewise, government. Looking at the best practice, it won't be proper to give out these, because I'm not talking only of our we are discussing the second Niger bridge, I know, but I'm looking at it from general picture, whereby government should not just restrict himself to second Niger bridge. There are other bridges in this country that are even longer than second Niger bridge, and what is good for the goose should be good for the gander. So I'm talking in a way that they may start with second Niger bridge, yes, but other bridges also need maintenance. So will you now go and use the general pool from the people to maintain that? Why in this one? Because those that we use here are more of those from this part of the country. Why they are not the one responsible to do this? So when I make a contribution, I'm making contribution in such a way that my government should look at it from the holistic point of view and know that as you are setting up your policies on tolling, it shouldn't be only for the second Niger bridge. We have many long bridges, as somebody here has highlighted. So what they would do is that to make it efficient and recover this money within a record time, they should do away with favoritism. What happened in privatizing NEPA should not happen. PCN should not happen. You go for the best. We know the best. Take away political interest. It's always hard for them to do that.
But what do you think that happened to the first tools that we have that made Obasanjo destroy them?
That's what we are saying. Is the corruption there? Because even the government that erected those tools did not manage it well. They used it to settle their friends, and nobody is accounting for the money. And Obasanjo, being a military man, became angry, and out of anger, destroyed everything.
Being a military man, most of the people that were settled with it were also military.
Of course.
You may want to come in there. They were also major generals.
It is a known fact that Enugu Onitsha, the toll gate, was given to His Excellency Odumegwu Ojukwu company. Then that of Enugu Port Harcourt was given to Ikenwachukwu, the general. And some other areas, we have one between Ibadan and Lagos. We have the one from Kogi going to Abuja. But the point remains that in any advanced country, highways, not only bridges, highways are being tolled for the efficient maintenance of those highways. We have what we call I-95 in America. We have what we call the parkways. We have what we call the turnpike. These are highways. We have bridges, Pulaski Highway, all the way from New York, dropped in New Jersey. It's tolled. We have the Holland Tunnel. We have the Lincoln Tunnel. We have the George Washington Highway.
What is that toll for?
Those tolls are for maintenance of the highways. It's not for business. It is not for somebody to be, settled with. It is being used for the good of the people. Motorists are driving, crisscrossing all over. You can see that when you build Niger, when you toll Niger Bridge, articulated vehicles from Kaduna, owned by one Alhaji, will come and pass there, going to Port Harcourt, going to Lagos. So it is something that when we want to get into a project, we look at it as it is a Nigerian project, not an Igbo project, not a tribal project, not an ethnic project. But in this country, we'll always focus on the ethnicity angle of our development. Is it beneficial to these people?
Yeah, hello. Hello, good morning. Hello, somebody's there. Talk to me. Okay, go ahead, sir.
So, like I was saying, if we want to be holistic, like you rightly said, we should be able to live beyond sectionalism. We have to live on equity. That when this money is being collected, and like you said, on PPP basis, even though the terms of agreement is not open to us, but we know that there are some corporations that get involved to do the bridge, they must recoup their money. We all know that even projects, doesn't PPP projects, are being done on either 30 years moratorium for recoupment of what they have just employed to do the job.
Now
so
they are recouping. What about, we are still talking about maintenance.
Yes.
If every idea about tolling is to recoup money that you invested in the project, so how do we now maintain this? Okay, let me come to Prof.
Let me say something.
Okay, go ahead.
When you build a road and build it to the standard, it takes about 20-25 years. Any road built to a good standard. You see? But in our own case, you find out that materials that are used to build the roads, either substandard material or not measured up. For instance, the asphalt alone, before asphalt is laid on a road, it must be used, the thermometer must be used to look at the temperature. That is it going to sustain? And besides, there are areas on the road you will find out that it's marshy. You first of all pull the loose soil, put the stone base, do the cementation before you start to do the job. Some places you do interlock, like the Amuwo areas in Lagos. You find out that Chinese came with their own technology and they are doing the interlock by first of all, put the river, sand from the river, put tarpaulin, on it before they lay the So you see, you have built a good road that will last for a long time.
Hello? Is anybody here? Okay, nobody. Yes, we are still looking at the maintenance of the toll gate. If that place must be towed, how will it be maintained? That's what we are looking at this stage of the discussion. But that's something I want to ask you. The first tolls were destroyed because of corruption. Okay, and now a second toll is coming up. Is corruption gone in Nigeria?
The truth is that corruption will never go. Even in America, corruption is still there.
Yes.
What we are talking about is the level. There are people whose business is to circumvent whatever law or regulation you put in place. But are there sanctions for such people?
Okay, 1 minute. Yeah, hello, good morning, sir.
Hello?
Hello, good morning, I can hear you. What's your name?
Good morning.
Welcome. What is your name?
Yes, my name is Emeka.
And you are calling from where?
I am calling from Abuja.
Welcome, Emeka.
Well,
Go ahead.
the issue with this system is, number one, if you ask me, they have generalized everything to police. It is only when election is 1 year or a year and 6 months out of the 3 days of election that we hear people talking about second Niger bridge. Is it not the same Niger bridge that killed policemen and caused an accident, the second Niger bridge, this year, early this year or late last year, because they know it's election? Something that Obasanjo started, something that President Obasanjo till now when we are in the talk, people are still discussing second Niger bridge. I don't know if you had come to Giregu Power Station. That power station, they are doing the new one and the old one. Jonathan commissioned the old one. The new one was 90% completed before Jonathan stepped out in 2015. As I speak to you now, the 2 power stations are working. What happened? As me and you they talk, what's it called? Niger Republic has received a number of Hilux SUV vehicles, Hiluxes and other SUVs, for God knows what. How much did that cost? It is in billions. Do you get? So why are we talking now? We are talking about tools. Okay, first, are you discussing second Niger bridge? After commissioning this second Niger bridge, where is the access road into the second Niger bridge and out of it? Or you build bridge from Digo and then leave the road that will connect the bridge. Does it make sense? I want you guys after this call to really answer this question. Do you build a bridge and leave the road, or you build a road and leave the bridge? Which one is more important? Okay. I think it is the other one, so that you build a road, leave the bridge. If the bridge is not connected, if the bridge is not completed today, tomorrow people will complete it. But there is no road. On each road, God knows how many souls it took before it was fixed. That has decayed now, that has gone back to its former position. What is it called? Port Harcourt Expressway. I was, as far back as 1987, that road had been bad. But it's not as bad as it is now because it's written off already. So now when we are in there, that road they never built and finished. Why are we talking like this? My problem is that the people that should talk in Igbo language are not talking. Now, Adiana call Yakako. Now call Yakako. To Niger Bridge, I'm told Niger Bridge.
Okay.
That is, to me, that is big time rubbish. Gas pipeline that they are laying from the east have passed Abuja. They are in Niger State, somewhere in Niger State. They have passed Kogi State. And for the last time I traveled down east to March, they have passed Rabat. They were somewhere in Kwali and Gogalada, laying that pipe, working overnight, like day in, day out. That pipes are being laid. At the Niger Bridge, let them go to hell with their bridge.
Okay. Okay.
Let's discuss that again.
Okay, Emeka. Thank you. No, we are not discussing Niger Bridge. We are discussing the two. Okay.
That will not be completed tomorrow.
Okay, Emeka, you are really angry. We are not discussing Niger Bridge. It's the discussion has always been there. We are looking at the toll gate that is springing up there and asking questions whether it is even necessary to have a toll gate there. That's exactly what we are discussing, please. Okay, but all you said are all noted. Thank you very much. Yes, we are. Okay, let's see. Sorry. Okay, we are talking about the necessity of this toll gate and then the maintenance before Emeka called in. I think I asked you a question.
Yes. You were asking whether corruption has disappeared from Nigeria, and I told you that corruption can never disappear. After all,
I may need to interrupt you again. Sorry. Yeah. Hello. 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 Good morning.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning. What is your name?
Hello, good morning.
Morning, I can hear you. What is your name?
Morning. My name is Blessing.
And you're calling from where? Blessing?
My name is Blessing.
Blessing, turn off the volume on your TV set so that you can hear me. That's why we're having this problem. Please, before you call again, Blessing, try to put off the volume on your TV set or use your mute and just put it on hold and then talk so that we can be able to talk to each other. Okay, I called for the call, so let me pick it. Yeah, hello. Good morning.
Hello.
Good morning, sir.
Hello.
Good morning, sir.
Hello,
You're
good
welcome.
morning.
Yeah, welcome.
No.
I know, yeah. No, okay, that's fine. Maybe sir. What are you afage? Afage, maybe sir. Thank you. That's the question I asked earlier.
Federal government money. The rest of federal bridge, federal finance, the federal work. They keep those at the point. Then they are for the progress are. All these men are not good. They take the money now. They don't to die. They don't need to buy. I want to pay that. Now, I'm going to try to now go to try. How the better together, no baby shall. I tell you about the problem that you are. How bank may depend their money. Although, you know, the giant, it needs to put down the people in Nigeria. You know, it's insecure with Nigeria. Without the brother, I want to be here.
Oh, the man. Dalo. Igwa kwa anya fagi. Dalo, ndi wene wekale no tutua. Yes.
So as I was answering your question.
Okay.
What is fueling corruption is inability of government to sanction those responsible for that corruption.
Okay.
And what a country in this world then what corruption? After all, corruption is not an Igbo word. An Igbo word is an English word. So it is there in their own country. But one thing you find out is they have strong sanction mechanism and strong reward mechanism that once you what is not good, the law catches up with you and they deal with you. They don't look at your face, they don't look at your position.
Everybody would have seen that you have been dealt with.
And it has, so in talking about the management of this tolling, the good thing not seeing is that Nigerians are waking up, even from the calls we are receiving now, that they will ask questions. They will ask questions.
That was the question I asked.
And they will ask questions, and if that question is not answered, they will take action. Nigeria is getting to that level now. Mm-hmm. So that is what all we can encourage them to do.
And continue
while talking to our political leaders in the southeast and south to come together and listen to the people. Stop listening to those in Abuja. But that is where the problem is.
Okay.
If all day, for 16 years of PDP, on the Shenubu Expressway could not be constructed. Enu Bodakon could not be constructed. 16 years. And we have people. We have deputy senate, what's the president. So the problem is with our people. They should sacrifice their personal interests and go for global interests.
Okay. Okay, then representatives office care about people's themselves. The problem represents of Niger bridge. Say that's conceived the foundation by Obasanjo, and then this data and I look area road. The federal government they had to borrow billions of naira, more money was invested in this bridge, was invested on that, and it's completed. Okay, federal. So to be on people, and after them will taxing us. So that's the problem. You don't create. You don't just policy. People start expecting.
I hear you are talking as if Nigeria. This is Nigeria.
Maybe I don't want to be Nigeria.
I mean, this is Nigeria where the life of people is not important. I don't want to be nasty with words. But if it is a country where, like he rightly said, that we are beginning to, like I said earlier, the PVC consciousness is so important to any right-thinking Nigeria that this is the time to make decision. I know one of the politicians I say, as now campaigning, take back your country. Is asking us to do what? Take back our country.
Okay, somebody's there. Yeah, hello. Good morning.
Hello, good morning.
Welcome. What's your name?
Chief Talk and Do Legal from Ghana.
From Ghana?
Yes.
Okay.
Okay. From Ghana.
Talk and do. Okay.
Like we are talking about the so it is good for a good way to be constructed after that for it to be maintenance. But the issue is that lack of proper planning is our problem in that place. That is why it is good for regional government to let us talk in the financing affairs of the church in their person. But in the situation we can get money from Anambra State and send it to Abuja for it to be shared in order to give us time. It will not help us. I could remember when it was in and I was there during the time of Obasanjo. She made mention that the Niger bridge, the money was ready for that road to be constructed. Why we did that up to now, we are still talking about completion of that. We have to rise up as South Lieutenants and try as much as we can to be obedient in order to see how things will move forward for us. That is why we ran out of Onitsha. Not the way, but the during his time. Even Karo depended with anyone that wants to do good. He should do it properly and pay it. We are ready to pay. Look at the one we can do at the Boca Road to Port Junction. I was at number 2 Uzebu Bridge. That was where I was living before I was forced out of Nigeria. They should do something and do it properly. Everybody will benefit from it. The road is not meant for one person. You should not pass it when you are alive. You pass it when you are dead. So they should take note of that. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. Talk and do. Okay. Talk and do. Thank you very much.
Collaborate that in this country, when people offend the law, we don't actually effect proper consequences. Not until we start to do that, then the country will be a better country.
Good morning. Yeah, good morning, sir. Welcome. Okay, Chukwu, you're welcome.
Yeah, thank you very much. The toll gate at Niger Second Niger Bridge, well, welcome development. If only whatever that will be generated or whatever that will be done there will give revenue to the state. Well, that is very, very good. It is not a bad idea.
It's a federal road, so you can't go to the states.
Hello?
I said it's a federal road, so the generation cannot go to the states.
I think if the state can still get something from that place, then it's not bad. But whereby you are like the media against federal this thing, it is nonsense. If this present government can buy cars from Niger worth about 1.4 billion, why are they trying to stiffen anything else. And this is the opportunity we should have to help ourselves and also to start generally. You see, I just imagine as for this this thing like a problem. We will do it much better. Because let me tell you, whether we like it or not, this country is at the crossroads. Anything can happen any moment, any time. And this will be the only opportunity for the Igbos to rule Nigeria after the Civil War. Daniel Lassie and the rest, I don't know why Igbos are wicked themselves.
Deviate. Let's not deviate. Can you qualify Bialota? There'll be time for that one later. Dalo, and I would like to thank those of you that called, and then those that I didn't even pick their call. It wasn't intentional. Maybe as somebody's talking when you were calling. Okay, I'm so sorry about that. But I think we have really given this topic a good bite. Can we avoid the Andy when what I go, what they call the money, you and when the mother the more Kaibutu, Kaikabano, no. Dalo no. Okay, I would like to thank my guests for joining us this morning, talking about Professor Dennis Aribodo, a civil society activist. Thank you very much for coming.
Thank you, and thank you, our viewers.
Okay, and then a Rotarian Kana Obidibo, a public affairs analyst too. Thank you very much for coming, sir.
I am making Negenti na ABS TV, Kunu Mali Automata na Mandisi Ghana, Mandisi Abuja Nabo. Obviously, no children no.
Okay. Uchuno de no. Yotago undi pull up undi neighbor, and the neighbor and all undi pull up. Yotago Dalon no. Okay, so we're here this morning, and in that topic we looked at the toll gate of the second Niger bridge, whether it is necessary. Anya fugie do woku abafuko siwe de kaine nesanya how the people that we're talking to respond to what you have said this morning. Thank you very much. My name is Sijoma Uche, and I thank you for joining us today. I thank all the people that worked with me this morning, the camera guys and the ones that the MCR, the producer, Ifi Onachuku. Great job. Thank you. See you tomorrow.